All right, welcome everybody. I am so excited to meet you all and to introduce you to the Ridgeline High School Instrumental Music Department. I am Mr. Parker. I will be running the band program and the orchestra program, and that is really exciting for me, just the opportunity to help create the culture for both strings and band students in 2021 when we open. So Falcons, welcome to the Ridgeline High School Instrumental Music Department. And for parents, we can't wait to get you excited to join this new culture, this new community. And I still can hardly wrap my head around the process of this. We've been working on it for 3 years, and it's really starting to feel like it's really here. It's time. So with that being said, that it feels like it's time, it's getting close to registration time. Students that have been online learning, maybe even took a year off of band because it was just such a difficult procedure to kind of see their way through in the virtual online setting. So we want to make sure that everybody feels welcome back. So we want our audience is any 8th grade student who played an instrument, who wants to play an instrument, and who wants to be in the Falcon Orchestra and the Falcon Band. So let's get started with a Q&A, some frequently asked questions. All right, these are things that I've heard from people throughout my time as a music educator. So I'll go through those, and then this video will end, and then there'll be a different video so that you can just kind of slowly digest what it means to come to a high school music program and a high school music program that's never existed before. So this is all really exciting. Let's get started. Our grand opening again is this fall. There is so much passion that has been put into this project. And I don't mean just as a music department for band and orchestra students and of course color guard, percussion, all of those subgroups. But I mean all the way down to the detail of where the water fountains are and what kind of handrails are on the staircase and what the colors should be and the mascot, and all of these things have been really focused on so that we can open with an identity. So nothing more than, I can't imagine anybody being more important to building that identity than our musicians, whether it's getting spirited with, pep music or just filling the hallways with the resonance of the first, tuning A that the string section takes in the new building. It's going to be an awesome part of our peers that aren't the musicians. It's going to be an awesome part of the experience for them to come in and see all this stuff already rocking. All right. So questions, maybe who am I? I'm Mr. Parker. I have been the band director at Central Valley High School since 2006. Before that, I was like an assistant director and a marching band coach and a student. I started at Central Valley in 1993 as a sophomore clarinet player. I also have conducted the CV Symphony Orchestra. I did that for about 7 years. I got my Bachelor of Arts, my degree from Eastern Washington University, and a Master's of Arts in conducting from Sam Houston State University in 2010. So I am a passionate music maker. I did play the clarinet in the Green Acres Band. I never had the chance to be a Selkirk Wolf, so I apologize if maybe I seem a little bit more Bruin at heart, but I know that we're going to all come together as Falcons, and it's going to be great. And I'm sure that all the Selkirk kids will give me grief for being a Green Acres Bruin, but I loved it. I fell in love with playing my clarinet in the Green Acres Band, and I'm glad to still share that passion with our students here. My wife and I have been married for almost 16 years. We have a 14-year-old son and a 10-year-old daughter. I had to look down to read their ages to make sure I was right. And we are obsessed with Disney and ice hockey, figure skating, any ice sports. That's kind of what our family's about. But I can't wait for us to start wearing green and silver at Ridgeline High School. So let's get into the meat and potatoes here. Can I be an athlete and a musician? This is by far the most popular question when people are talking to me about coming to high school. Of course, absolutely. We want you to be both because we want you to pursue all of your passions. So I pursue my love for sport as well. I coach youth hockey and I play ice hockey. I'm slow and my bones are brittle, but I still give it a go, and I love it. Every Friday night, it's the best. So we want you to still do all those things. Now, if somewhere down the line you feel like you're getting to a level where you need to pick, something, we'll talk to you. We'll let you know, like, hey, we could maybe lighten up on this, or maybe you want more music, and we want to talk to your coaches about how how those things work. But we don't think that you need to pick at the ripe age of 14 that you need to be a this or a that. All right. You just need to be you. You need to continue to explore things. I will mention this, and there's a different video that will really cover the graduation requirements, but music classes in middle school feel like electives, right? Like you could do this, you could have done that, but you chose this, right? Music. In high school, it's not the same thing. You are required by the state to take 1 year of fine arts. You already are in a fine art of band or orchestra or percussion. So let's get you in the class. Let's take it for a year or two. You actually have to have 2 years of fine arts to graduate from Washington State. Let's get you those 2 years. And after 2 years, if we haven't made an impression on you, then we will be grateful for your time that you did invest, and we will come to your sporting event or your debate event, and we will cheer you on as a former Falcon music maker. So I don't want you to stress about being an athlete and a musician. If you want both, you can absolutely have both. We will work with your coaches when there is a conflict. It's not going to always just be smooth sailing. There'll be times where there's a concert and a practice on the same day. Let us help you with that. All right. Let us use our experience and our relationships within our culture to help you do that, because we're all on the same team. Do I have to do marching band? This was me in middle school. I was like, I don't want to do no marching band. That's like a lot of work. But I think in our community, it's kind of become known that the marching band works really, really hard. And the Ridgeline Marching Band will continue to work really, really hard. But there are intrinsic and extrinsic rewards. You meet a lot of new people. You learn new ways to present music that you've never tried before. And you learn new skills, like moving around and doing things that are just different. Maybe playing a different instrument if you're a percussionist. Maybe spinning, a flag in color guard. So we don't think it's for everyone. Some of you might be, hey, I love playing football. Cool. Be a band student in the day and be a football player in the afternoon, at night, at the game. That's great. We'll cheer for you as you're, passing the touchdown to win the first homecoming game ever or whatever, But marching band is an extracurricular. Okay, it's not part of the class. It's just an extracurricular thing that we do. It'd be the same as like you go to PE, but you don't like count PE as your football, right? You go to football separately. That's like a separate activity that you do. So marching band is a separate activity. All right. So you do not need to be in the marching band. Percussion students, first semester would have to be in marching band, but percussion students can just elect to take second semester if marching band is not something that they're ready to try. All right. I will tell you that marching band ended up hooking me into music. I was going to quit marching. I was going to quit band when I found out I had to go to marching band camp, because when I went to CV, it was required that you were in marching band. So my mom came and took me, and she said, like, you have to try one day. And I tried my one day, and I haven't stopped. So I love it. It's great. So it's not for everybody, though, because it is a huge commitment. In your life, you might have a huge commitment already. So it goes from the end of August, just right before school, until the end of October. And then we don't do anything. Like from November until July, we don't really do anything with marching band. Okay. Do I have to try out for anything? No. As an 8th grader, you're really not going to have to try out for anything. Okay. The orchestra students, you'll all be in concert orchestra, and the band students that play brass or woodwind, you will all be in concert band. The percussion students, if they want to do marching band and be in the first semester of percussion, they do a no-cut placement audition. We just want to find out what your skills are. Like, what are you best at? What are you developing at still? And we want to put you on an instrument for marching band that's going to help foster your growth and also show off some of your strengths. So it's a no-cut situation. Of course, we are going to have demonstrations and like little mini tryouts within the class so that we can get placements for chairs set up and all that kind of stuff, because we want to have the leadership set up in a way that helps the orchestra and the band and the percussion section grow. All right, that's a big goal of ours, is that you're just always growing towards, a new skill or a new level of skill understanding. All right. Color Guard has something similar. Color Guard does not have a class. It's only extracurricular. They will have like a no-cut placement. So we just want to know what your skills are. Are you a dancer? Are you a gymnast? Are you neither? And you just want to be in the group? Do you seem best at like spinning a flag, or maybe throwing a saber and catching a saber? I know that sounds scary to like throw a sword around, but it's actually a fake sword. So anyways, we'll kind of get you guys into that information, and we'll talk about getting involved in the extracurriculars a little later. So Ridgeline counselors, Mrs. Twining and Mr. Anderson, they're going to be coming around in March to your middle school, and they'll help communicate the steps to get registered. Again, band, percussion, and orchestra all satisfy a graduation requirement. So you're not taking this as an elective, you're taking it as a requirement when you are a freshman. So if you're an 8th grade string student, select concert orchestra. If you're an 8th grade brass or woodwind student, select concert band. If you are an 8th grade percussionist or a drummer, select percussion ensemble. Make a note that if you select percussion ensemble for first semester, you are going to be expected to do marching band. If marching band is something that doesn't fit your lifestyle, then second semester percussion is the perfect place for you. All right. And you can do that all 4 years. And over the course of 4 years, you'd get your 2 years of credits. Okay. For fine arts. How do I sign up for the extracurricular programs? You might already be ready to commit to marching band, color guard, drumline, symphony orchestra. We're going to do an after school for 2 seasons a year. So it'll be like a 6-week season not after school, but like late afternoon, early evening. And it'll be like twice a week for 6 weeks. And at the end, there'll be a little concert. And this will be brass, woodwinds, percussion with a full string set. So we're going to encourage our groups to mix. The chamber orchestra and the concert orchestra kids come together, and the best and the most fantastic brass and woodwind percussion students join in the back row. And we do like Lord of the Rings with a movie playing alongside, and we do these synchronicities of all sorts of great stuff. So we really put on a good show with a symphony orchestra. That's the plan. And then they would perform at the orchestra concert. So it all lines up kind of in concert. So we're not going to worry about getting you signed up for all that stuff yet, though. Okay. Let's get you into the classes, and then we can maybe later, maybe early spring, mid-spring, we can do some information nights. Let's get you more specifics about these programs so you really know what you're committing to and getting interested in. For symphony orchestra, there's no reason for us to get you all registered for it until school has opened. All right, that season won't start till like mid-November, maybe early November at the earliest. Marching band and color guard and drumline and all that stuff, those will probably happen, in May, as far as just getting registered. So I want you to know, like, you can slow down. Don't worry about that. Marching band is not a class. Symphony orchestra is not a class. These are extracurricular programs that will come around and get you the information that you need as a family and as a student, of course. So here's where I'm going to just kind of tag out. I'm going to stop and just again remind you that there's a video about graduation requirements, the positives about being in music, why high school music is a little bit different. We'll talk about graduation requirements again, of course, and a couple other things. So I'm going to stop this video here. I really appreciate you getting started and learning about the Ridgeline Instrumental Music Program. A little bit later, we'll also talk about communicating with me and asking questions and all that stuff using an app that we have for the program. Okay, take care.